It's such a deep pleasure to be here for MOTH Festival of Ideas. I was invited to share a little bit from one of the manuscripts that I've been working on. The manuscript is called Ecology, and I've been working on it since 2007. For this manuscript, I was thinking about how a book could act as a kind of closed ecosystem in which letters function as species populating each page. And I thought I'd work a little bit with lipogrammatic constraint, which is where you focus in on limited characters or letters in order to compose the texts, the poems, thinking that that might be interesting to approach as a way to attune to what biodiversity loss might feel like. And within the English language, I thought it would be interesting to focus in particular on pronouns, and especially through the lens of a critique of anthropocentrism, seeing what would happen if over the first many recto verso spreads, one letter would disappear just from lack of use or less use. First recto verso spread, Z or Z disappears. The next spread, all the letters except no Z, no X, and it continues until all you're left with are the 15 letters within the English language pronouns. Those letters are E, F, H, I, L, M, N, O, R, S, T, U, V, W, and Y. So the three poems that I would like to share with you this evening come from that moment in the manuscript when we only have those 15 letters that exist within the English language pronouns existing. I will not ruin the environment. 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 I will not run the environment. I will not run environment. I will run environment. I run environment. I run iron. I iron. I on. I will. I will iron. I meant I will not iron. Ruin iron. Run. I run. I run the will. I run the will not ruin the environment. I will not ruin the envi. I will not ruin the. Will not. Not ruin the environment meant. Run the will, the environment ruin. Ruin the ruin. He meant. He environment. He in. In. Me in he then. No ill will. Men not in will ill. In no hen on ru run me. Ru no in on in no men. I not environment. I will not ruin it. I ill not ruin the environment. I not ruin the environment. I not ruin the environment. I ought ruin the environment. I ruin the environment. I he bite me. I he bite me. I Vite me. I, vite m. I, mm. I. Yesterday, well, first I'll say there were to be 5 members from the 9 co-authors that I had with the paper to come here to MOTH to be with us, but 3 of our co-authors decided to boycott coming to what is currently referred to as the United States of America. I'm working with a documentary team, and we decided that it would be of value to go and lay eyes on and listen to the spaces around Trump Tower. And at the first Trump Tower that we went to yesterday, there was one former Wall Street banker and lifelong Republican who was protesting, the sole protester outside. And we got into a very long half-an-hour conversation. He wasn't so interested in notions of ecocentrism, but it was fascinating to share conversation. And this is for him. Who's who? Who owns the environment? Who owns wolves? Who owns owls? Who owns turtles? Who owns moss? Who owns moose? Who owns shrews? Who owns flowers? Who owns herons? Who owns trout? Who owns trees? Who owns selves? Who owns flies? Who owns moths? Who owns mushrooms? Who owns vultures? Who owns noise? Who owns letters? Who owns love? Who owns the north? Who owns the view? Who owns where? Who owns south? Who owns west? Who owns elsewhere? Who own nowhere? Who owns territories? Who owns terror? Who owns enemies? Who owns loss? Who owns winter? Who owns summer? Who owns eyes, feet, hoots, hooves? Who owns less? Who owns shores? Who owns snow? Who owns nest or fruit? Who owns hormone levels? Who owns mothers? Who own forests? Who own life? Who own mouths, teeth, volume? Who owns new? Who owns the litter? Who owns synonymy? Who owns howl? Who owns 3 to 5 months? Who owns 1? Only 2? Only? Who owns wherever? Who owns flesh, owns soil? Who owns hollow trees? Who owns sense of smell? Who owns earthworms, voles, snwills? Who owns north mera Who owns flests for the flight? Who own the environment? Who owns 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 my reverie? Who owns my stone? Who owns my moss? Who owns my fever? Who owns your fewer? Who owns her moss? Her owns hers turtle? Who owns his moose? Who owns this mist? Who owns their must? Who owns whose howls? Who owns whose owls? Who owns how now? Who owns whom? Who owns who? 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 Now I'm going to take on. Okay, I'm not taking on content, but I'm going to try to take on solution, which came up as a questionable word in the last chat. This is the last poem. It's called Owlution versus Wolvolution. Revulsion. Owls or wolves? Owls on wolves. Owls with wolves. Owls in wolves. Owls in wolves. Evolution. Wolves were owls. Now wolves whine. Wolves howl. Wolves listen. Wolves utter notes. Wolves mutter semitones. Wolves note territory. Wolves run the interior. Wolves will not love. Wolves will not move. Wolves no more. Wolves of northern forests. Wolves in southern forests. Wolves, the first of the lost. Wolves. Revolution. Wolves. The low noise of the noise. Wolves howl. Wolves overwhelm the tree line. Wolves know the moon, their silhouettes. Wolves who will howl. Wolves' moist souls, their sauna wolfish wolves with their noises. No wolves. Wolves. Whoa. Wolves. Whoa. Wolves. Solution. Wolves win when, wolves won when, wolves went when, wolves were when, wolves were who, when wolves who, when we were wolves, when we who were wolf, were we, when we who, wolf who, wow who, resolution. Wow, wowl, wowolf. Tack för det.